20 plants with incredible powers you didn't know existed. 1. The mystery of Grandma Maria's backyard. It was a hot Saturday afternoon in the small town of Verdigante. The sun was shining brightly, and the smell of wet earth mixed with the perfume of the flowers in Donna Maria's backyard. She was a lady with white hair, calloused hands, and a smile that seemed to hold ancient secrets. "Grandma, why do you have so many different plants?" asked Lucas, a curious 10-year-old boy, as he picked at the leaves of a fern. "Ah, my grandson, these little plants are not just beautiful. They have powers that most people can't even imagine," replied Donna Maria, adjusting her straw hat. "Powers? Superhero type?" Lucas widened his eyes. "More or less." She laughed. "Come on, I'll show you." And so began an adventure through the backyard that Lucas would never forget. 2. Plants and their secrets. Aloe vera, the skin healer. "This one is aloe vera," said Donna Maria, pointing to a chubby plant with green, pointed leaves. "If you get sunburned, just cut a leaf, remove the gel from inside and apply it to your skin. In 2 days, it doesn't even look like it burned." "Serious?" Lucas touched the sheet carefully. "What if I cut my finger?" "It also helps. It's like a natural band-aid. But you can't eat it, okay? Only use outside." Wow. Lucas imagined how useful it would be at school, where his friends were always getting hurt on the playground. "Mint, the plant that repels mosquitoes. This is mint." Donna Maria showed a small vase with fragrant leaves. "If you crush some leaves and put them on your arms, the mosquitoes won't come close." "Do you swear?" Lucas smelled the leaves and sneezed. "Wow, what a strong smell. That's why it works. The animals don't like it. And you can even make tea when you have a stomach ache. My mother keeps buying medicine for this." Lucas thought about how cool it would be to have a little vegetable garden at home. "Aruta, the protector. This one is the rue." Donna Maria pointed to a small plant with small leaves. "In the past, people used it to ward off the evil eye and even bad energy." "Like magic?" Lucas widened his eyes. "More or less. It's not movie magic, but many people believe it protects the house. It can also be used to make tea, but you have to be careful, because too much can be harmful." "So it's like a plant shield?" Lucas laughed. "That's right." Donna Maria giggled. "Cactus, the guardian of water. Look at this cactus." She showed a vase with a round cactus full of thorns. "It keeps water inside it. If you are lost in the desert and come across one of these, you can cut it open and drink the water." "Serious?" Lucas had never thought about that. "Serious. But only as a last resort, because we shouldn't hurt the plants for nothing. What if I have one at home? Then just water it every now and then. It hardly needs water. It is perfect for those who forget to take care of their plants." "Basil, the natural repellent. This basil here," Donna Maria showed a small vase with bright green leaves, "is great for keeping flies and even ants away." "Like this? Just put some twigs near the window or door. I don't like their strong smell. And you can even season the food." My mother would love it. Lucas thought of the kitchen at home, always full of ants. "Dandelion, the plant that becomes food. That yellow flower is the dandelion." Donna Maria pointed to a plant with serrated leaves. "The leaves are great for salad, and the flowers can be used to make jelly." "Flower jelly?" Lucas grimaced. "It's delicious. And it also helps cleanse the blood. In the past, people used it a lot. I'll tell the science teacher." Lucas could already imagine the look on his colleagues' faces. "Lavender, the sleep plant. This lavender here," Donna Maria showed a vase with purple flowers, "is famous for calming. If you put a bag of dried flowers under your pillow, you sleep like an angel." "I have trouble sleeping," Lucas confessed. "Then take some home. Just let it dry and place it on a cloth." "I am going to try." Lucas was already imagining how good it would be to sleep without counting sheep. "Nettle, the plant that heals. This one is the nettle." Donna Maria showed a plant with hairy leaves. "It burns if you touch it, but it's great for making tea and relieving joint pain." "Does it burn?" Lucas backed away. "It burns, but it's worth it. And if you cook the leaves, the burning goes away." "I'll tell my father. He's always complaining about his knee." "Onion, the defender of health. Onion is not just a seasoning." Donna Maria picked a red onion from the backyard. "If you cut it and leave it on a plate in your room, it absorbs bacteria and helps you avoid catching the flu." "Serious?" Lucas had never heard that. "Serious. And if you have a cough, you can make onion syrup with honey." My grandmother does that. Lucas remembered the nights when he would cough and his grandmother would appear with a small glass of homemade syrup. Rosemary, the plant of memory. This rosemary, Dona Maria showed a bush with thin, fragrant leaves, helps improve memory. If you study with a twig nearby, it becomes easier to memorize things. Do you swear? Lucas thought about the math tests. Swear. And you can even use it in roast meat. I'm going to take a branch to school. Calendula, the skin's friend. That orange flower is the marigold. Dona Maria pointed to a colorful flower bed. The oil made from it helps heal wounds and even minor burns. Like a medicine. Lucas touched the petals carefully. Exactly. And it leaves your skin soft. Ginger, fighting pain. This one is ginger. Dona Maria showed a gnarled root. If you grate it and make tea, it helps relieve sore throat and nausea. My mom keeps buying throat lozenges. Lucas thought about how cool it would be to have ginger in the house. Clove, the natural anesthetic. Cloves. Dona Maria showed a small jar with dried buds, are great for toothaches. Just chew one and put it on the tooth that hurts. Does it hurt? Lucas grimaced. No, it anesthetizes. But it's only for emergencies, okay? If it hurts a lot, you have to go to the dentist. I'll keep that tip. Sage, the plant of wisdom. This is sage. Dona Maria showed a plant with velvety leaves. They say she brings wisdom. And it's also great for gargling when your throat is sore. Wisdom. Lucas laughed. That's what they say. And it helps to clarify your voice. Hibiscus, the tea that loses weight. That red flower is the hibiscus. Dona Maria pointed to a tall plant with vibrant flowers. Her tea helps you lose weight and is still delicious. My aunt is always on a diet. Lucas thought about how happy she would be to know that. Chamomile, the soother. This is chamomile. Dona Maria showed a small plant with tiny white flowers. Her tea calms and helps you sleep. I already took it. Lucas remembered the nights when his mother made him tea. Garlic, the natural antibiotic. Garlic. Dona Maria took a clove of garlic from the yard, is one of the best natural medicines. It helps fight infections and even high blood pressure. My grandmother puts garlic in everything. Lucas laughed. And it's good. But you don't need to overdo it, otherwise it will smell strong. Turmeric, anti-inflammatory. That yellow root is turmeric. Dona Maria showed a piece of orange root. It helps reduce inflammation and also adds color to the rice. Yellow rice? Lucas grimaced. It's delicious. And it does very well. Stevia, the natural sweetener. This little plant here is stevia. Dona Maria showed a small, green leaf. It is much sweeter than sugar and is not harmful to your health. Do you swear? Lucas had never heard of it. Swear. It's great for those who can't eat sugar. Mint, the digestive. This is mint. Dona Maria showed a plant with thin, fragrant leaves. Her tea helps with digestion and relieves gas. Gases. Lucas laughed. It is serious. If you eat feijoada and have a bloated belly, mint tea will do the trick. 3. Grandma Maria's secret. After seeing all those plants, Lucas was impressed. Grandma, how do you know all this? He asked, sitting on the wooden bench in the backyard. I learned it from my grandmother, who learned it from hers, Dona Maria replied, smiling. Plants have always been our friends, since ancient times. They heal, nourish, and even protect. And why don't people use these things anymore? Lucas asked, looking at the backyard full of life. Because nowadays everyone prefers to buy medicine at the pharmacy, Dona Maria sighed. But the best medicine is often in nature. I'm going to tell everyone at school. Lucas said, excited. Do it, my grandson. And who knows, maybe one day you will also teach your children and grandchildren. Lucas looked at the backyard, wondering how many secrets were still hidden there. And he thought that, from now on, he would pay more attention to the little plants he found along the way. Because, after all, who knew that a simple backyard could be so full of magic? Lucas ran home with his head full of ideas. On the way, he stopped near a boldo tree that grew on the sidewalk. He touched the rough leaves and laughed to himself. Hey, do you have superpowers too? He whispered. The plant swayed in the wind, as if responding. He laughed again and moved on. At school, during recess, Lucas couldn't contain his excitement. He gathered his friends near the Jamalau tree. Guys, you won't believe what I discovered, he said, almost breathless. What? Rafa asked, biting into a sandwich. Plants have powers. Like Real powers. Oh, okay, Keo mocked. And the fern over there is going to fly and save the world? The others laughed, but Lucas didn't give up. It's no joke. Aloe cures burns, Boldo helps the stomach, and there is even a plant that scares away mosquitoes. And where did you hear that? Asked Lucia, suspicious. My grandmother knows all about this. She has a backyard full of magical plants. Magic. Keo rolled his eyes. Now it has become witchcraft. Lucas crossed his arms. It's not witchcraft. It's ancient science. People used it before pharmacy medicines. Then prove it, Ruffa challenged. Lucas thought quickly. He looked around and saw a rue tree near the wall. That one there. He pointed. Rue wards off the evil eye and even helps to lighten the skin. Okay, then take a sheet and put it on my arm. Keo extended his arm, laughing. Lucas hesitated. I didn't know if I could harvest the plant like this. But Dona Maria always said that plants like to help. Okay, he said, approaching. But you have to ask for permission first. License. Keo laughed loudly. You're crazy. Lucas ignored it and touched the rue carefully. Can I have a leaf, Dona Aruda? I promise to use it for good. His friends laughed, but he picked a leaf and rubbed it on Keo's arm. Ready. Now wait a few days. If it doesn't improve, I'll assume I'm wrong. Gaia shrugged. Whatever. But if I turn into a frog, you'll see. The next day, Lucas took a bag of mint leaves to school. This is for a headache, he explained, handing it to Lucia. It smells like it passes. She sniffed and grimaced. Okay, but if I get dizzy, you buy me a juice. The days passed, and something strange happened. Keo showed up at school with his arm less red, where he had a stain that bothered him. Man, your rue worked, he admitted, a little awkwardly. It doesn't itch anymore. Lucas smiled. It's sore. Didn't I say? Ruffa, who had an annoying cough, asked for help. And for the cough, is there anything? He has. Lucas remembered his grandmother. Rosemary. I'll bring it tomorrow. Unintentionally, Lucas became the school's plant boy. Friends started asking for tips, and even the science teacher became interested. Lucas, you could do some work on this, she suggested. He accepted right away. At the weekend, he took his friends to Dona Maria's backyard. She showed each plant, told stories, and even let them pick some leaves. Wow! Ruffa murmured, looking at everything. It's like a nature laboratory. Exactly, Dona Maria smiled. And the best thing is that you don't need a prescription. On the way home, Lucas stopped again near the sidewalk. This time, he didn't say anything. He just smiled and moved on. Because now he knew, plants weren't just green and quiet. They listened, helped, and sometimes even made magic happen. Lucas couldn't wait to get home and tell his mother everything. As soon as he opened the door, she was already in the kitchen, stirring a pot. Mom, you won't believe it, he said, throwing his backpack on the sofa. What happened, son? She asked, turning around with the wooden spoon in her hand. Dona Maria taught us a lot of things. Like, did you know that aloe vera cures burns? And that rosemary helps you remember things? The mother laughed. I use rosemary in food precisely for this reason. Your grandmother always said it was good for your memory. Lucas's eyes widened. Serious? So why didn't you ever tell me? Because you never asked, she winked. But now it looks like he's become an expert. He smiled, proudly. And there's more. The Boldo from the sidewalk. It cures stomach pain. I've already tried it. The mother frowned. Wait, did you eat Boldo leaves? Just a little bit. Lucas defended himself. It didn't hurt at all, I swear. She shook her head, but she didn't seem angry. Well, if that's the case, tomorrow we'll go to the market to buy more plants. Who knows, maybe you'll become a real scientist. Serious? Lucas jumped with joy. Can I choose the plants? He can. But no eating leaves without asking first, okay? Deal. That night, Lucas couldn't sleep well. He kept imagining all the plants he was going to know, the powers he didn't yet know, the stories Dona Maria could tell. And, in the midst of all this, an idea popped into his head. The next day, at school, he arrived with a brand new notebook under his arm. What is that? Ruffa asked, curious. It's my plant diary, Lucas explained. I will write down everything I learn. And who knows, maybe one day we'll have a garden at school. Like a magical garden? Rafa's eyes widened. Yes. Lucas laughed. But without real magic. Just with the things they already do. The science teacher walked past them and listened. What a great idea, Lucas. Who knows, maybe we can turn this into a class project. The two friends looked at each other, excited. Rafa was already imagining what it would be like. A little corner full of plants that healed, calmed, and even helped him study. What if we called Dona Maria to help? Rafa suggested. Good. Lucas agreed. She knows everything. At recess, they told their other classmates. Soon, everyone was excited. Even those who previously thought the plant was boring now wanted to know more. What if we make a list? A girl named Julia suggested. Like, 10 plants everyone should have at home. I liked. Lucas said. We can start with the ones that Dona Maria showed. And so, between laughter and notes, Lucas's diary began to fill up. But best of all, suddenly the plants weren't just his anymore. Now, they belonged to everyone. At the end of the day, when Lucas passed the sidewalk again, he stopped and carefully touched a leaf. Thanks, he murmured. And, for the first time, he had the impression that the plant had responded. Not with words, but with a gentle shaking of leaves, as if to say, You're welcome, boy. Lucas smiled and kept that moment close to his chest. The next day, he woke up with a crazy idea in his head. What if we plant a garden at school? He blurted out at breakfast, almost spilling the glass of milk. His mother raised her eyebrow. What garden? One with powerful plants. He explained, excitedly. Like boldo, aloe vera, rue. We can take care of them and even use them when we need them. His father laughed. And who is going to water all this? I. Lucas responded immediately. And my friends too. Julia already said it helps. The mother exchanged a look with the father and sighed. Well, if it's to teach you how to take care of things, I'm up for it. But it has to be organized. Huh? Lucas jumped out of his chair. It can leave. I'm going to talk to the teacher today. At school, the idea became a rage. The teacher loved it and even let them use a corner of the playground. Julia took mint seeds that she had at home. Pedro appeared with a vase of rosemary. Even Dona Maria appeared with a twig of rue, saying, For good luck with the project. Before long, the garden was full of life. Children ran to water, remove dry leaves and tell stories about each plant. One day, Lucas noticed a strange thing. The rue tree seemed greener near the fence, where the sun shone less. Does she like shade? He asked Julia. Or is someone watering too much? She replied, frowning. They decided to observe. The next day, they saw Camila, a quiet girl from the other class, squatting near the rue with a bottle of water. Hi, Lucas said, approaching. Are you watering the plant? Camila blushed. Yeah. My grandmother said that rue keeps bad things away. I just wanted. She stopped, embarrassed. Julia smiled. We can teach you how to take care of her properly. This way she grows really strong. Camila looked at them, surprised. Serious? Of course. Lucas said. Plants are for everyone. And so, the garden grew. Not just the plants, but the stories too. Pedro said that his mother used mint for stomach pain. Julia discovered that rosemary helped with memory and started carrying a twig in her backpack before exams. Even the school principal stopped to look and said, I've never seen students so excited about anything. But the best happened one afternoon, when Lucas found Camila alone in the garden. She had red eyes. All good? He asked. Camila shook her head. My grandmother got sick. She always said that rue protects the family. Lucas didn't know what to say. Then, he took a leaf from the plant and placed it in her hand. Take it to her. He says his from the school garden. Camila held the sheet tightly. Thanks. That night, Lucas looked at the ceiling of his room and thought about all the plants he had known. They were not just leaves and roots. They were medicine, protection, stories. They were alive, in a way he had never noticed before. And then, as if knowing he was thinking about it, a breeze came through the window and shook the boldo leaves in the vase on his table. Lucas smiled. I know, he murmured. I'm happy too.